everybody, it's Natalie. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to be prepared for your first 360 photo booth event. I wish somebody made this video for me because, oh my goodness, everything went wrong on my first event. So I just want to help you guys to be prepared and be ready for your first event. It's so exciting. Congratulations. Get to the money. Get that money, get that money, get that money. All right, let's get straight to it. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Natalie. I'm an entrepreneur. My goal is to help you start your business and be successful. So if you're interested in that, subscribe. All right, let's get straight into it. So the first thing that you should do to be prepared for your first event is to know your equipment and set up before you go to the event. So do a practice run. Set up your equipment, make sure everything is running right. Set your camera, do a little event at your house, and practice setting up your booth so you can be efficient with your time and that you can just be able to set up easier. And then when you're dealing with when you're dealing with software, anything can go wrong. So just make sure everything is connecting properly so you'll be able to talk to customer service ahead of time and be able to fix any issues you have ahead of time, because you don't want to wait till you get to your event and then you don't know how to set up your equipment and you're taking up precious time trying to figure out how to get your camera connect to the software and everything like that. So do a practice run at your house beforehand, and it'll help you to get better at just setting up and make you faster, and it would just allow for a smooth, event setup. Second thing I can tell you guys to do is make sure that you train whoever is going to help you. My mistake was I just asked somebody to come and help me with my event, and they weren't able to be that useful to me because they really didn't know how to set up. So I had to do most of the setting up. They didn't know how the equipment worked. They just didn't know anything. They was just there to help me. They could have been more helpful if I would have trained them ahead of time. So whoever's going to help you, which you have to have help, this is not something that you can do by yourself because you have to lift your equipment and you just need a hand in this type of business. So make sure that even when you do your setup at home, make sure you're taking them through it and that you're helping them and you're teaching them before the event. Don't wait till last minute and then have them just come in and help you. They're not going to be that useful to you, especially when you're dealing with technology. They have to understand the technology and you have to understand the technology beforehand, because when I was in my first event and the technology was acting up, guess what? It wasn't nothing I can do because I didn't know anything about my technology or my software. And that brings me to tip number 3. Be prepared for technical difficulties. Anytime you're dealing with technology, there's going to be issues, especially when you're at an event that has a lot of people. When you're trying to connect your equipment and there's a lot of people around and they have their Bluetooths on and their internet and they're connected to the Wi-Fi, there's going to be issues with your equipment. So be prepared for that and always have a backup. I use a GoPro, and my first event was so big and there were so many people around and I wasn't able to connect to their internet. And I was thinking that I was going to be able to have Wi-Fi connection, but I wasn't able to connect to the internet because when I connected to it, it wasn't keeping a connection and it was moving so slow because it was so many people on that Wi-Fi, and I didn't have a backup plan. Just know that you might not be able to use those people's Wi-Fi either. My iPad ran out of storage. So make sure that you're checking your iPad, making sure that you have plenty of storage, because it saves all those videos onto your iPad or iPhone. All those videos get saved. And if you're at a large event and you're making so many videos, those files are large. So just make sure you have plenty of space and you have a backup. My GoPro went dead. I had a backup. Thank goodness I had a phone that was backup. And then make sure your devices are charged. Just make sure that you have a second plan just in case something goes wrong with your camera or your iPhone, but just be prepared for anything to happen. My first event, everything went wrong. Even from the duct tape wasn't even sticking to the ground. I mean, everything went wrong. So there's going to be technical difficulties. So make sure you have somebody there with you that's going to help you stay calm and be able to even provide a distraction. Because my cousin was helping me with my first event. I was like, create a distraction. I can't get this equipment to work. So she was sweeping, acting like she was cleaning off the platform and everything. So just be prepared and just have a plan in place just in case something goes wrong. And just make sure that you arrive ahead of time so you don't have to rush to put your equipment together. I made the mistake of arriving only 1 hour ahead of time, and it just wasn't enough time, especially for your first event. So arrive even 2 hours ahead of time so that you can take your time and that you can do a test run, you can get your lighting correct, and you can get your platform set up so you can get the perfect angle that you want to get. And just arrive, allow your staff to have plenty of time. It is so nerve-wracking trying to set up on time. When I set my stuff up and then my camera wasn't working and wasn't connecting because I didn't plan for anything to go wrong. And so my nerves by the end of the day, my nerves was so bad. Oh my goodness, it was so bad. I was shaking and I didn't know what to do. So I wish I would have just had a little bit more time, and so I would have been able to just relax and take my time. And even then, also just relax. Take it easy. There's going to be technical difficulties. Things are going to happen. It's not going to be perfect, but you will make it through your first event. And oh my goodness, my first event was so stressful. Everything went wrong. But I just was like, oh my gosh, I made it through. So also what I did was in my contract, I have and tell them that my guarantee is to have the equipment working 80% of the time. Just as a just little disclaimer there, because anything can go wrong with my technology. I might have to change out batteries for my stuff and everything. So I just let them know I guarantee that equipment we will be working 80% of the time, because stuff happens with technology. So that's all I got, guys. Good luck on your first event. I'm so happy for you. You got this. And thanks for watching. Bye.